I'm Shane, this is Fish at Dorset Live. Today we're going out commercial ragworm dragging. We're heading out to the marina, we'll quickly film it. Hope you enjoy this one, guys. This doesn't get filmed very often. Let's get into this video. Right, what we're doing first is just going to try a patch of ground, see if we can get any from here. We'll try and capture what we can on video. But basically what he's done, we're on a full lock and we're going around in circles, literally going around in circles. So there's Ian there, he's all waterproofed up and he's got his drags out and we can see what we can pull out from Poole Harbour. I've only ever seen one video on YouTube, Ragworm dragging, and it's quite an old video. So this is going to be quite a new version and hopefully not many people get to see this, but today you are. So there's Ian pulling in his drags. There we go, guys. Ragworm straight on the fork of the hook there. What it does, puts it on there, gets all the rubbish out of it, keeps the worm, and the seagulls get everything else. Got a nice little haul there, guys. Look at those little beauties. Superb. There's a lot of weed obviously in the harbour still. There we go. Try not to get in Ian's way there. But the seagulls get a free lunch. But I've been dying to film this for a very long time, and out the blue I got an opportunity today. I was going fishing and I popped in the shop and I got for the trip out there and then, so that's what we've done. So this is Ian, owner of Green's Bait and Tackle down in Cobsgate, guys, so go and check him out. I will put the link in the video to the shop, so if you need ragworm, any tackle, etc. But there we go, he's got a low bore ragworm on there, low bore salad, and just throws it back in and then retrieves the second one. Getting a nice bit of worm there. Just having a quick chat with, oh look at that, he's got beautiful pull up of worms there. What Ian was just saying is bait dragging Poole is very unique. It's the only place that drags ragworm in the UK. He's just pulled up some beautiful worm there. I don't want to get in his way. Obviously he's getting worm for the shop. But there is some absolute, look at that. That is beautiful ragworm there, guys. All from Poole Harbour. Look at the size of them. Beautiful bait. Just wish for a better setup. Yeah, it's a very warm day, guys, but those clouds, it is forecast, and I think we're getting this hurricane leftovers coming through. So he's got his drags out there still. This is very back-breaking work for what they get paid. Nice few worms on there again. So what he's doing is basically one in, one out each time. So there's always bait getting dragged up. That's some nice worms on that one there. But I'm going to show you the whole process of this today, from dragging it, getting it cleaned, and then obviously getting it tanked up as well. Little seagulls get a free lunch. What Ian does is he throws the small ones back, just keeps the bigger ones. And this is for his own shop today. Obviously I don't want to get in his way. What's your boat, Ian? 21 footer?
Yeah, 21 foot.
21 foot boat we got. But obviously all his gear, his buckets. And obviously they're not used to having somebody else on the boat. So I'm going to try and do the best I can to film this. We've just moved to a different patch. I'm going to see what we can pull out. But that rain started to come in as well now. Yeah. But you can see how back-breaking this is. Not a lot on that drag. Feel on that one. Well, obviously this is quite sustainable. There isn't that many bait draggers in Poole. There's obviously people that do dig it as well. There's plenty to go around, there's plenty of ground to cover. There's not just within Hulls Bay, there's around Goat Horn and around that sort of area as well, top of Brownsea. So there's a few places they can drag bait out of here. So nowhere gets literally hammered, which is good. But when people moan about the price of ragworm, you can see in the man, it's just pure graft. It's back breaking, arm breaking.
You do 2 circles.
What Ian's saying there, he normally does 2 circles before he starts pulling them. But what he was just explaining is the cost of keeping a boat. It cost him £4,000 a year for the mooring. £100, was that a day? A week? £100 a week in just diesel. And that's not covering his driving around delivering bait as well. So it's not cheap, guys. So now you can actually watch and appreciate why ragworm is the price it is. Alright, we're setting a new mark now. Just goes to show how hard it is for how much comes up with each drag. I'll show you the drags in a minute. As soon as we go to another mark. One straight in, and second one straight in. And like he says, he'll go round in circles twice, and then he'll pull them drags in. And if you see one of my previous videos, you'll see the boat going around in circles, trawling the bottom up. We're in a lot harder ground here, and these drags are absolutely ploughed right in. He's got one out. Oh yes, look at that. That's a beautiful haul there. Beautiful Poole ragworm there. Look at the size of those bad boys, look at that. Beautiful fresh worm. What I was saying about the drags, you basically throw it in. Those 2 prongs there literally plough, just like a tractor does. It ploughs the bottom, and what happens is the worms get hooked around underneath this, like I've just shown you, and that's how they come up. Oh look, wah! Trying to rob his ragworm. Look at how back braking this is on the arms, the back. Oh yes, beautiful haul there. Some more beautiful, look at that guys. Look at the size of that. If I can pick it up. Beautiful raggies there. Well, that something's trying to break through. Ian's just had a nice haul. Beautiful. That's not bad. That's two pools there. That rain stopped, but it is forecast quite bad. And we got thunder and lightning about 2 o'clock again. There's some nice worms coming out from this little stretch. Beautiful. Good old Poole Ragworm. Just moving spot again. But basically what those bait drags do, when he throws them out, they go round in a circle, and like I said, it ploughs the bottom. But what that does is the worms float up and then they get caught around the 2 prongs like we've just shown in this video. Quite a simple process, but making them drags It's a Poole art form, and to get them right, you've got to know what you're doing. And this is just unique to Poole, well, to Poole Harbour, to the UK. And I'm quite privileged today to get the invite out. But that sun's come out, it ain't gonna last for long. We're gonna go for a trot round, gonna get me some bait as well for tonight's session. 2 videos from today, can't be bad. Right, you see the process. Now I'm gonna show you how they keep them stored. It's absolutely brilliant, the filtration system. So we're in Ian's garage. There's Ian there. I'll let Ian explain what he's got.
Well, I've got a beer cooler, and it's kept it sort of around 3 to 4 degrees.
Yeah.
I've got 2 pumps in which aerates it, puts it through the cooler and gives it plenty of oxygen. The little baskets stop the worms going through to the next one, and it is freezing cold.
Yeah, I know, I felt that water earlier.
Nice and clear, keep fresh water in it all the time. To keep it circulated.
I got you, but those worms are really cool. Obviously, Ian, how much can you store in total?
About £120.
£120 a worm, that's a lot of worm, mate. Yeah, very nice. So there we go, guys. Big thank you to Ian for inviting me out today. It was spur of the moment. I was literally come round to speak to him, and he said, "You free?" And I said, "Yeah." So we headed out. So there's a little insight in a bait dragon inside Poole Harbour with Green's bait and tackle, so check them out. I will put the link in the description, guys. You want any ragworm, fresh ragworm, they've got it in stock. Any tackle, they're at Cobb's Key. Yeah. So a big thank you to Ian there for inviting me out. Hope you enjoyed this one, guys. It's something very unusual and unique to Poole. Laters.
Thank you very much.